tutors and had 20 students in their first class. And these Dutch ministers, even on their most optimistic day, could not have imagined that from those humble beginnings would have evolved a major research university with 15,000 faculty and staff, 65,000 students, and 45,000 living alumni. And while a great deal has happened since 1766 and today, I can make the case that the university's best days are ahead of it, and the future starts here today. The College Avenue Redevelopment Initiative is a transformational project at a transformational point in the history of Rutgers, the city of New Brunswick, and New Jersey. Under Governor Chris Christie's leadership and the leadership of President Barchi, the university has just completed the medical school and health science integration, which represents the largest higher education merger in U.S. history. And Rutgers is poised to join 12 of its peer AAU universities in the Big Ten Conference. Somewhere between the time of Queens College and when Henry Rutgers donated his bell, Rutgers began to covet the property on this hill behind us. As a student, thousands of students like me, we'd run up and down this hill being late for class, and we never knew that it was owned for 200 years by the New Brunswick Theological Seminary. Now, I'm not saying that Chairman John Hanson began his negotiations with Colonel Henry Rutgers in 1826, but Chairman Hanson said this has been his longest volunteer assignment that he's ever had in his career. Chairman Hanson told me that we had the opportunity to close on a 150-year negotiation. And for those of you who know the chairman, he loves a good closing. He said, this is good for the seminary, it's good for Rutgers, it's good for the city, and most importantly, it's good for the state of New Jersey. So with the chairman's business acumen and passion for the seminary, we worked together with President Mass, whose patience, good humor, and I'm sure a little prayer helped us strike a deal with Rutgers 150 years in the making. So we thank both of you gentlemen. This project is not, and hopefully not the last example, the first, and not the last example of a truly unique public-private partnership between the New Brunswick Development Corporation and Rutgers. If you walked through the city this morning, and I'm sure you had to because we didn't have much parking and the construction was causing all kinds of trouble, you were bound to pass concrete examples of the partnership between Rutgers and DevCo. The Heldridge Hotel, the Child Health Institute, Rockoff Hall, the Rutgers Public Safety Building, the Gateway Building, and the new Rutgers Barnes & Noble. These partnerships do not just happen. It's been with the commitment of people like Tony Cato and Bruce Fain over the years who have appreciated how much more we can do by working together. But this relationship has probably, and for me being kind, has evolved over time. And whenever I needed encouragement, I always remember the words that Mayor Cahill told me when I first took this job in New Brunswick. Chris, a strong New Brunswick makes a stronger Rutgers, and a strong Rutgers makes a stronger New Brunswick. The mayor has always encouraged us not necessarily to seek simple answers to tough development questions, but he's pushed us all to find the best solution to the development challenges that face us. So while the Scarlet Knights are poised to take their rightful place on the field of play in the Big Ten, and academically Rutgers is prepared to be counted amongst the most elite public universities in this country, New Brunswick is poised to take its rightful place amongst the great American college towns and cities like Madison, Wisconsin, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Columbus, Ohio. And this has all been possible because of the leadership of Mayor Cahill. Mayor Cahill?
Thank you, Chris, and good afternoon, everybody. It is certainly a pleasure to welcome all of you today as Rutgers and the city of New Brunswick begin a new chapter in our 247-year history together. With today's groundbreaking for the College Avenue Redevelopment Initiative, the face of Rutgers and New Brunswick will certainly change forever. New Brunswick is no stranger to major developments and progressive change. During the past 2 decades, our city has transformed itself into a modern urban center with over $2 billion in redevelopment projects, providing new business and job opportunities, expanded academic and healthcare facilities, and thousands of residential units for income levels of all. The College Avenue Redevelopment Initiative will continue the city's transformation in grand fashion right here in the center of the university's historic campus. We will see the first academic building built on the College Avenue campus since Scott Hall and the Graduate School of Education in 1961. Now, to put this in perspective, Chris Christie, our governor, was not born yet. Unfortunately, Dr. Barchi, you and I cannot say the same. And while I can't say this with any degree of certainty, while other youngsters his age were playing with building blocks, I believe Scott Hall was among Chris Palladino's very first projects. There will also be exciting new housing options for students looking to live on campus and a new urban park with retail shops that will help create a sense of community and serve as a focal point for students, faculty, and surrounding neighborhoods to come together here in the heart of the university campus. The success enjoyed by New Brunswick is the result of the collaborative efforts of our partners working together and sharing a common vision of a better New Brunswick. Add to that equation passion and an uncanny ability to bring ideas from concept to implementation and to completion, and the city's revitalization process continues to move forward. This process unfolds once again today as the university, the New Brunswick Theological Seminary, Rutgers Hillel, and DevCo join talents, energy, and resources to make this combined vision a reality. And in a bold and dramatic way, Rutgers today begins the biggest and most complex undertaking in our city's history. So I want to thank and recognize Chris Palladino and the entire DevCo team for their continued efforts in making New Brunswick a great city and for all their work on this truly amazing project. Like so many other projects in New Brunswick, I am convinced that but for your efforts, a project of this magnitude and complexity simply doesn't get done. I also want to thank Governor Christie and the New Jersey Legislature for their commitment not only to this project, but to higher education in New Jersey, and to what many would have thought was impossible, the recent merger of Rutgers and UMDNJ. And to President Barchi, you have been here for a year now. Rutgers UMDNJ merger, new performing arts facilities, Big Ten conference for academics, research, and sports, and now this. I simply cannot wait for year two. Congratulations to you, your staff, and to the entire Rutgers family on making this project a reality. Best wishes for continued success.
At my first meeting with President Barchi, I came into his office with my plans and an agenda, and those of you who've come to know him knew he already had other plans for me. He grabbed a pencil, and he took the plans and immediately began to draw. I knew immediately that this was a different type of Rutgers president. In fact, the roof detail on the academic building was modified 5 times by the university president. And much to their credit, our architects, David Manfredi and John Martin of Elkis Manfredi, we stood outside of Old Queens, and David Manfredi said, boy, you know what? He was right. When we left the president's office, we all had known that we had actually made a great building far, far better. Like any great scientist or architect, Dr. Barchi has the gift to see things others don't see, or at least see them well before others see them. At that moment, I knew that we had a truly gifted leader as the president. When I hear him speak about Rutgers, it's clear President Barchi has a plan and passion to make Rutgers great. And that is music to this alumnus's ears. He has the ability not only share a vision, but to articulate that vision clearly and forcefully. To quote one of my favorite college presidents, Father Theodore Hesburgh, you can't blow an uncertain trumpet. Not only is President Barchi a renowned researcher, a respected neurologist, an entrepreneur, and a college president, he can carry a heck of a tune. Dr. Barchi?
Thank you so much. I do appreciate those words, and we have had some fun with the design of this building, and I think there are many more to come. And Mayor Cahill, I must say that I'm also looking forward to year 2. But in year 1, we did accomplish quite a few things. If you think back in year 1, we've moved Rutgers into the Big Ten and into the CIC, that consortium of top universities that share their resources and move each other forward. We've been able to integrate the legacy elements of UMD&J into our enterprise and create a new Rutgers that truly spans the academic landscape, from healthcare to philosophy, and from applied to very basic science and conceptualization in a way that we never could do before. We're coming to the end of a strategic planning process that's involved this whole community and is generating the first strategic plan for the entire university in the past 15 years. And now, because we've had partners and friends in the city with Mayor Cahill and in the state with Governor Christie, our partners at Hillel, our partners at the Theological Seminary, we're about to put a shovel in the ground for a project that will be absolutely pivotal, will be historically transformational for the university. Let me put this into perspective, if I can, for you. As has already been mentioned, this is the first academic building built on this historic College Avenue campus in over a half a century. Now, we pride ourselves in being one of the oldest universities in the nation, but that doesn't necessarily mean having only the oldest buildings. We have to grow with the nation and with intellectual strength and development and with the times. And this marks a major step forward. We're putting in the ground right now an academic facility of 200,000 square feet that will have classrooms that will seat over 2,500 students, that will be absolutely state-of-the-art. On the other hand, architecturally, it will bridge the architectural elements of the past here on Voorhees Mall with the architecture of the future in a way that's sympathetic, with a monumental stairway going up the center that links the lower quad here with its academic buildings and the upper quad buildings with its residences in a way that's never been done before. In short, we are creating a new heart for the historic campus of this university. And the strategic plan talks about changing the experience, changing the environment, recruiting the best and brightest faculty. It also talks about recruiting the most talented students. And part of this project is creating an honors college that will house upwards of 500 students from the day they walk onto campus in a 24/7 living and learning environment with live-in faculty and ongoing experiences that can spread out with ripple effect throughout the entire campus as that cohort of students moves into other residences and other engagements with their majors. Fundamentally transformative, and we're starting it today. 250-year celebration in 2016. These buildings will be done, and they'll be done in part because of the planning that Tony Calcato and his crew have done, and the financing that Bruce Fain and his crew have done, and all the collaborations that we've had. I can tell you, this project has moved from a dream to a reality because of 3 factors. The first factor is the commitment of Governor Christie and the state of New Jersey to higher education and the centrality of that mission to the economy of the state of New Jersey. The second is the public-private partnerships that are so crucial to enabling us to undertake projects of this magnitude that we simply couldn't do by ourselves and really represent the future of this university and other universities around the country. And third, I will say, is Rutgers' vision for continuing excellence in higher education and our commitment to get there however we need to go and however hard we need to work. So I want to thank again all of those who have participated in this, particularly my thanks to Governor Christie, who's been such a steadfast supporter of our mission here, and I can't wait to get a shovel in the ground. I guarantee you it won't be the last. Thank you.
One of the amazing things that's always fascinated me about Governor Christie is his extraordinary ability to absorb and process detail. With this project, I didn't have to worry about how or when I was going to have the opportunity to see the governor to discuss our progress. What I had to worry about was the 4 or 5 questions he was going to ask me when I did get the opportunity to see him. The governor's attention to detail follows through with it because he has built a tremendous team. And we have been fortunate to work with the best in that team, and that person is Michelle Brown. She's the Chief Executive Officer of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Like the governor, she always seems to be one step ahead of us when we actually come to actually meet with her. We're very proud and grateful for our partnership with the NJEDA and their ability to creatively use economic development resources to energize public-private partnerships across the state that benefit projects such as this. I also see that Tim Lazura is here. I need to certainly recognize him and thank him for the work that he's done on this project throughout the years here in New Brunswick. Ladies and gentlemen, great leadership is also the capacity to translate vision into reality. And no leader in this country has delivered more reality than Governor Chris Christie. In Governor Chris Christie's reality, the state is investing much needed capital dollars into essential higher education infrastructure, building classrooms, libraries, laboratories for our colleges and universities, not just here at Rutgers and New Brunswick, but across the state. In Governor Christie's reality, we now have one of the largest health, sciences, and research universities in America due to the recent merger of UMD&J with Rutgers. And we all know that that has not been the reality of past governors. The results that come from that reality are truly transformational. The innovators, job creators, entrepreneurs are in search of centers of excellence, in centers of discovery. These job creators, once again, are considering to move, grow, and start businesses here in New Jersey. That has not happened in this state in a very, very long time. That is Governor Christie's reality. Investments like the one that we are celebrating today will pay dividends for decades as the best and brightest, not only from New Jersey, but from across the country and around the world, are attracted to Rutgers and to New Jersey. These young men and women will form the true foundation for the new New Jersey economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud and honored to introduce the Governor of New Jersey, Governor Chris Christie.